Campus Coach Chris Simpson here. Zach, why don't you fire away?
Chris, you've got the connections with Detroit, and you go out and get a guy like Lorenzo, comes in here with all the 4 years he'd accomplished, all Sun Belt guy in Louisiana. He started late, but what have you seen from him, and what do you think he can bring to that linebacker group?
Well, yeah, I certainly think that the thing that he will definitely bring is some physicality. He's got maturity in terms of, like you said, played a lot of college football. Okay, so you cannot replace experience. As much of a skill set as a guy might have, there's still a level of experience that allows you to do some things that just by the nature of playing college football. So some physicality and certainly some experience in the room.
With a lot of the guys who've come in, Kalen, Marvin, him, you're already smiling. You got to be pretty proud of some of the getting those guys in here.
I'm not gonna lie. I do have a place in my heart for guys from Detroit,
Mm-hmm.
Because I know they're good players, but also it's a little bit of a mentality
Mm-hmm.
that if all things are equal, I'm gonna put my money on a guy from Detroit, just based on my experiences with them. And even if you go back to Buffalo, we had a lot of success with some really good players that came out of Detroit. So, and those guys all know each other,
Mm-hmm.
from growing up and whatnot. So I wouldn't say it's me; it's them knowing each other and wanting opportunities. When you provide opportunities for them to play with each other, they embrace it because they know the same things that I do.
And a lot of that starts with Rich, who obviously you're working
Absolutely.
with pretty well.
I would say for us, he's the catalyst with that type of stuff, but also within our defense, he's kind of the heart of all that. And like I said, guys just want opportunities to play with somebody from home, and knowing the type of mentality that they are. But again, very good players. You know what I mean? That's what we're trying to do, is get good players in here.
For you, the connections with Detroit, I guess where did that start and how did that kind of come about in the beginning?
Well, I've been recruiting there for a long time. If you go back to, I spent a couple years, 4 years at Grand Valley State, and recruited various areas of the state, including that Detroit area. And then you go over to Eastern Michigan. I was recruiting there then, with Matt Buffalo recruiting there then. So that's just the way recruiting is. You just build some relationships, and one thing leads to another. I have some good resources over in that area that help, with all those things. So.
We talked to Brian earlier this week. You talked about some positions on defense being bare bones last year. All of a sudden, you bring in a bunch of new guys. What's it like to all of a sudden have a room where you could go to people legitimately?
A lot different than it was last year, isn't it? It's pretty exciting. I'm very excited about it. I truly believe, everybody always wants to know who the starters are and whatnot. I really do feel like by the time we really get going, I'm gonna have 5-6 guys that I can trot out there and feel good about. So the depth is much more. It's much better than it was a year ago, and that's gonna help us in our room, but it's also gonna help our team because, I think our special teams are gonna be better. We're going to be fresher at the end of games. You guys all well know that towards the end of the season last year, we were in some tighter games and started to be a little bit more competitive and just maybe wore down a little bit. So hopefully we can keep some guys fresher and keep some capable bodies out there on the field at all times, regardless of the situation. Somebody gets injured. Matter of fact, a couple days ago, we had a couple guys that went down just getting banged up at the end of a practice. No problem. You go here, you go here. I try to do a lot of cross training. So that guys know multiple positions, and we can get the best guys on the field at any time.
How do you view those positions? It might be getting inside football, but like the hawk spot, for example. Is there a different skill set for that than the other two, or how do you view that?
Yeah, we try to get, just because he's in more space typically, we're gonna try to have more of a hybrid type body type, somebody that maybe runs a little bit better, has a little bit more athletic skill set. Maybe not in the box quite so much, although they have the physicality to be able to do that too. So that would be the hawk. The Mike has to be a really smart football player because he's really running the whole show. And then that Will Backer and the hawk are really doing similar things. It's just in a little bit more less space for the Will. Okay, so we're just going to try to get guys that can manage the amount of space and the type of athletes that they're going to have to go against in that area.
How does Craig fit into that hawk spot then? Because obviously he played some safety at Ohio State.
Really well. Fits in really well at that spot. I'll say it that way. Craig can run. He's one of our faster guys. He's got tremendous length. So even what there is that he may lack, he can make up for in other areas. And length is one of those things. So being a big, tall, long guy, we're putting a lot on him, and he's killing it. Okay, so we're putting a lot on him in terms of what he needs to know, and he's embracing it, and even going above and beyond to make sure that he's really locked in with everything that we're doing. He's doing a tremendous job for us.
What do you see from Eric Gilliard? He seems like a pretty cerebral guy.
Yep, same thing. Can sit in the middle, run the show. Probably one of the best we have in terms of just being square to the line of scrimmage. Never crosses his feet over. Plays inside out. Keeps great leverage. Takes great angles. He also has some physicality that we were looking for. And again, he's another guy that's played a lot of college football. Okay, so. I would say for us personally as a team, but even in our room, in a linebacker room, the portal has treated us well to this point, and those two guys, Craig and Eric, are definitely big parts of that, along with Renzo joining us late, and Tristan Fletcher and Alex Reich just getting here, as those two guys as junior college guys. So I think I said we had 5 guys in the room on scholarship that weren't with us a year ago. Okay, and 1 guy that played significantly that isn't. So if you look at that, it's a way different picture this year than it was last year. And again, I think we're all pretty excited about it.
You mentioned Reich. He seems like a guy who's probably more of a projectable guy at this
Yeah.
point. But getting a guy from Switzerland obviously is an eye opener. How do you do that, and what do you see in him?
Well, again, we're gonna try to turn over every stone now. We were able to do that at Buffalo, and I think carrying that over here, to Kansas, we got to get good players as much as we can. Okay, so our recruiting department, quite honestly, Coach Murray comes in my office one day and says, "Hey, what do you think of this kid?" And he could fill a role for us. If you watch film, he's got some athletic ability. He makes some plays. Will there be a learning curve? Yeah, but he's in here every night trying to catch up, going through installs, and he's mature. He's a little older, so has a level of maturity to him. So far, so good. Okay, I think his skill set's good, and what I saw on film is it's matching up from what I'm seeing now so far. Again, he's not even in full pads yet just because of the timing, so haven't gotten to see him do too much, but. Excited about what he may be able to do. I think he'll be a big guy on special teams as well.
Did Grant say how he found him? Because I think California JUCO, not necessarily in your backyard. Did you mention how he found him?
Again, it's junior college. We're going to look all over, okay? And those guys do a great job, just scouring things. And if we have, every position is a position of need at the end of the day, because we're trying to increase our competition, increase our talent level, right? So he's looking around, and like I said, comes to my office and check him out. Yeah, so we're looking all over. Kansas JCs, Iowa JCs, California, whatever. We got some really good ones at Buffalo again from California too. So wherever they are, we're going to try to go get them.
This might be going back a little bit, but in the spring, Lance talked about Taiwan a lot, and his development from the day you guys got here. How much have you seen him kind of grow and mature over the last kind of 365 days?
Most improved in the room, period, and it's not even close, in my opinion. A year ago, Taiwan's always had a great skill set. Okay, he's always been that guy in terms of what you want, physically, size-wise, speed, those types of things. But he has really elevated himself to make sure he knows what he's doing, and because of that, he is playing so confident, which allows him to play even faster. There's moments a year ago where he would be frustrated in the middle of a play and almost stop in the middle of a play. That's not happening. He'll go and get it now. Okay, so most improved by far. I'm really excited to see, and he's still a young guy now. I'm really excited to see what Taiwan can do for us moving forward.
One of the things we were talking to Eric in the spring, he enjoys stopping the run. At least he said to us, and that wasn't an area where you guys were particularly strong in last year. When you have guys who are willing to embrace what may be weaknesses for you guys and that they want to do that, you talk about plugging holes. It seems like that's a pretty good fit just from that aspect.
So yesterday, I think our offense started to run a play that they hadn't been running yet, a little bit of a downhill run, and I just go, hey, now they're running power at you now. And he goes, I bet. He goes, watch this. Okay, so, yeah, absolutely. He's got that mentality. But I tell you what, in the pass game, he has as much feel as anybody from that Mike backer spot with play actions, because he's going to be a downhill player, that he can wheel and run and find the open guys or the guys that are in the underneath zones and just run to them. Okay, I'm trying to get some of the other guys to emulate some of the things that he does. You can tell his training previously, some of the things that he brings to the table, even from that perspective, is really positive. So, yeah, he's doing a great job. Again, who the guys are, I think I got 5, 6 of them that I'm going to feel pretty good about.
Hey, Chris, how important is it for you to be able to have the depth that you do now, and you can now say, hey, you're not getting the job done, or you got to pick it up because I got one right here that's ready.
Yeah, they all know it. Okay, I mean, they all know it. Lion or gazelle. Okay, we talked about it in the room. You're either the lion or you're the gazelle. So you better either be chasing somebody if you want to eat, or you better be running from somebody if they're trying to chase you or you're getting eaten. And they all know it. And because of that, it is truly elevating the room. But here's the beauty of it. Nobody is like shying away from that. Not only are they not shying away from it, they're helping each other. Okay, so we try to promote that within our team, within our locker room, and in the linebacker room, you know, specifically that guy's going to help you get better and vice versa. So yeah, is there a little bit of a threat in that matter? Yeah. Like, hey, and we said it to the whole team, like, we are now at the point where if you're not going to do it, and when I say it, I mean whatever it is, on or off the field, if you're not going to do it, there is somebody else that will. And that is completely true of the linebacker room right now for sure. It's again, I have a bunch of guys that I feel good about putting in a game right now.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.